we do have some questions. I have a question from a guy named George. And he says, have you thought about doing an in-depth Vaydor build? Since they make the body kit in Florida, it'd be really interesting to me because there hasn't been one done yet. So Vaydor, for those of you who don't know, they were the car that was driven by the Joker in Suicide Squad.
I've never seen it. I probably will never see it because I'm totally over the superhero movie thing. But
I like that you have to just interject as like, actually, I'm a hipster, so that's the thing.
Again, have you seen my glasses?
I just want to tell you that I'm a hipster. I don't know anything that you're talking about right now. So,
But it would be the same if I started talking about my likes and interests because no one's heard of them yet.
okay. So, Suicide Squad, is that on vinyl?
Actually, is it?
No, for real thow?
No.
Can I get that on Laserdisc? I mean,
you've seen my vinyl collection. It's kind of silly.
No. Suicide Squad was. I actually haven't seen it. I've not seen it, but I know what the car is. I've seen like a bunch of press for it, and it's a kit car based on a G35, and it sounds really cool. It sounds very exotic-ish.
Hold the phone. You've been looking for a kit car.
Yes.
Why not do a Vader?
So a lot of people have been coming to me with, "Hey, you should do a Vaydor," and here's the thing about my kit cars.
You want a bad one?
I want one that's not bad. I want one that's horrible. I want the worst kit car. The one that I'm most jealous of is the Car Bros kit car. Remember the ones I showed you?
Yes.
Car Bros is a car channel, and they have a bunch of parody videos.
Yes.
And one guy, he pretends like he has an Enzo, and he goes to supercar meet, and it's just like the worst kit car ever.
It's a Fiero.
Yeah, it's a Fiero, but it's like it's unfinished.
Yeah.
It's an unfinished kit car, and it has like V12 badging, and it's the worst thing ever. It had to have been done as a joke. There's nobody that said, "Oh, we're making this and look like an Enzo," but I don't know. But I want something like that. Because I want to know, I want people to know what it's like driving something like that. Because I actually, before this podcast, I was for about an hour looking for kit cars on Craigslist and search.
When aren't you though?
When I'm looking for cars that aren't kit cars. No, I do a lot of window shopping, but kit cars are the weirdest market.
Yeah, very strange.
Because like the prices don't make any sense at all. There's this guy selling.
Well, they do kind of make sense in that I put a lot of work and time and money into this, and I've added it all up, and this is probably half of what I've spent. So I want to try and get half my money back.
But it's not even that. It's like a lot of these are just projects.
Yeah,
and there's a guy selling a. It's not even done yet, but it's a half built Lamborghini Murcielago, or it's a Lamborghini Aventador replica, and it's selling. He wants to sell it for $65,000.
What?
I bought my real Lamborghini for less than that. So it makes no sense, and it's based on like a Fiero chassis. The funniest ones are when they make it off a like a Chrysler Sebring chassis. So it's like a front wheel drive V6 automatic. That's actually very common with the Bentley Continental replicas. So you can make like a Continental Speed that looks sorta ish like a Bentley, but it's front wheel drive and V6.
I hate every part of that.
Yeah. There was actually I put it on Twitter. There was a Bentley that was based on a Mustang.
I saw that.
Yeah, and he was selling it for
like 60 grand.
Yeah, it was like 50 or 60 grand. And he was like, "Oh, it's a Bentley replica. It's 50 grand. Like everything is done great. Like you can buy like a real Bentley for 30 grand."
Although it would be a lot less to maintain the Mustang one.
Sure, but you're trying to fool people into a Bentley. Like, okay, let's say you can buy a Bentley for 40 grand, and you have 10 grand left over to maintain that Bentley.
So you have it for 3 weeks and you're out of money.
You go down the road once, and there's your 10 grand.
Half to fill up, the other half to fix the problem.
But can you imagine like what's going through this person's head? Is like, yeah, I want to make a Bentley, and then I'm going to sell it for 50 grand. Like, how much were you into the car for?
I would say some kind of illegal substance is coursing through their head.
Possibly, but it makes no sense to me. So,
right.
The prices for these things, the lowest that I've seen is like some Ferrari Testarossa kit car, or replica rather. That was going for $7,500, and it had like a Chevy 350, and it was based on a Fiero chassis. And I'm like, why would I buy a hacked Fiero body with like 80s fiberglass with like some cheap engine in it for $7,500? Why would I do that?
Why wouldn't you?
Because it's a lot of money. Would you spend $7,500 on that? If it was $1,500, then I'll be like, yeah.
I don't even have $7,500.
Exactly. No, but like $7,500 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
This is spending on crap. Like this is spending on garbage. It's like it's basically just putting it down the toilet. Like it makes no sense to me. So, but the Vaydor, it actually looks like nothing else.
So here's the thing. I actually really, really like the way the Vaydor looks.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's like such a cool looking.
It's a beautiful car. It's very aggressive. It's wide. I can't imagine it's horribly fast because it's like it has the same V6 as a G35. So let's say 300 horsepower. It's not gonna be slow, but you add all those body panels and wide wheels and whatever. It's probably gonna be a little slower than stock.
Yeah, but there's such an aftermarket for the VQ motors that.
Sure, but I would think that packaging gets a little bit dicey when you look at it's probably gonna be a little harder to access some of the panels maybe with like some custom bodywork and hood and whatever. So I would like that's something I would do. I can imagine that they're probably expensive. That you're gonna be spending I don't know 30 to 40 grand on something like that.
Probably.
So for me, I wouldn't spend 30 or 40 grand on a kit car. A lot of people would. A lot of people spend like they buy a factory 5 car. There's a factory 5. It's called an 818, and an 818 is basically like a mid-engined, sort of like an MR2 type thing, but it's with a Subaru Boxer engine. So it's a Boxer engine in the back. And they use a transmission from, I think, a front-wheel drive car, but they put it in the back. And it's really light. It's like this cool thing. I think Matt Farah did a one take on it. But it always, like, to me, they build it as this, not a supercar for the street, but like a sports car that anybody could afford. And you can probably get these done for, I want to say, mid-20s, like, with everything, which is good.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Yeah. So the 818. And for those of you who don't know, you can Google it, or Andrew, you can put that on the screen. Yeah, just wipe it on.
And then I'll wipe it off.
Yeah, and if you don't do that and you forget to do that in editing, that's gonna look super weird.
Yep.
It's like, and now wipe it off. It's like, what the hell, man? I just forgot. And then just a screen that goes, my bad. Yeah. So the 818 looks to me, I don't like the way it looks.
Really?
I think it looks there are cars that just look like a kit car. That looks like a kit car. The Vaydor doesn't look like a kit car. It looks like a concept car. It looks like it definitely looks like a show car, but the 818 looks like I built this in my garage with my son and we bonded,
What I think is really cool about the Vaydor, it still uses the stock G35 taillights, just flips them upside down.
Oh, really?
It's so cool.
I didn't know that.
So cool.
That's actually pretty cool. I like that. So anybody who's involved with Vaydor, I'd love to talk to you. I mean, I'd love to get out and check out a car.
He's here in Florida.
Yeah, I know they're in Florida.
Down in St. Pete.
In St. Pete, yeah. So that's actually not too far from here, right?
No, that's like 2 hours, less than 2
Yeah.
hours.
Well, everything in Florida is like, if you go, how long is your drive? It's like, it's 4 hours. Like, it's not bad. Everybody goes, not bad. If you go to New Jersey, and it's like, that's 2 hours away. It's 2 hours.
And it's probably like 30 miles, but the traffic up there is probably going to make it 2 hours.
Right. It's like, get to South Jersey, like Atlantic City, like it's 2 hours away. But here it's like, that's 2 hours. It's nothing, So
Because we have the turnpike.
Right. Well, I mean, New Jersey has a turnpike. It's arguably more famous than the Florida Turnpike.
That's fair.
But
infamous.
Yes. Well, the good thing about Florida is that our I-4 is the most deadly road in the country.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah. So put that in your pipe and smoke it, America.
Yeah, take that, Jersey.
We got more deaths here than anybody.
Hey.
Yeah. But
Jersey has more fresh gabagool.
That's
It's a trade-off.
yes. That is a trade-off.